Hi, welcome to this computer system, which is actually one that we've built. This is ArcoLinuxB and a project from months and months ago called Gaming. So we've built an ArcoLinuxB in OpenBox. As you can see, this is OpenBox. And we've just put all the gaming that we have on Linux online. It was based on the 2018 for November, second edition here, and it has been a while since it has been booted. What we're gonna do in this video is update and prove all those naysayers wrong, that you can update ArcoLinux, that you don't need to update every week and so on. ArcoLinux has the name of being unstable and being unfriendly, and you can't update it. You need to update it regularly, otherwise everything crashes. Well, I'm here to prove just how wrong that is. So this SSD has been installed in September the 30th of last year. Yes, do we see the date, the year date? Let's do it again. So yesterday I booted it up, should be in here somewhere, September the 4th. And so today we're September the 5th. Okay, so I said, okay, maybe we should make a video to tell and to show people how to update your systems, and to show you also, convince you by showing you that last time I booted this thing was December the 9th. So about 9 months ago, okay, or even 10 months ago. So anyway, we're gonna boot the system. We're gonna not boot, but otherwise I can't make the video, but we are going to update it. But first off, maybe let's talk a little bit more about ArcoLinuxB and about the fact that we have this ArcoLinuxB Gaming thing, right? So ArcoLinuxB.com is where you make your own ISO, and your own ISO. There are lots of possibilities. You can build your own ArcoLinux ISO right now and have the latest build, which is 1909.1, right? And how do I know that? How can you know that? Well, by just going into ArcoLinux.info, like all our beta testers. They are following what we do, and it's all here, ArcoLinux beta. So the last thing I've made is the version 1909.1. Okay, so you can build your own ISO. Build your own ISO. That's these letters are an acronym, right? And ArcoLinux can be built. Don't make any changes. You can change some stuff. ArcoLinuxD can be built with no changes, or you change some stuff. You do not include Firefox. You do include Firefox, etc. And here is all the ArcoLinuxB stuff, all the desktops that we have, and the minimal versions of them. Now the big one, this gaming thing that I've made, is old. I'm gonna format it. So I'm gonna reuse this SSD, but not before I make this video. How to create the biggest gaming ISO, September the 30th. So that's correct. And it does contain a lot of software. Well, games, okay? So get your build scripts from there, and with git clone we want it OpenBox have as a basis of desktop, as you can choose XFC, you can choose any of our desktops, and just keep installing games. And that's what I've done here, and with 5.3 gigabytes of ISO, that includes all the games we have on Linux. Not on Steam, that's something else, but on Linux you can install a lot of games, and we've done that in this video. So if you say, oh, that's a nice project, that's something for you, well, go and have a look. So here are all the games, and you see some of them still need to make, icons for it, but I do believe we haven't updated, so I do believe I've made some already, but not all of them. And there is even a more I see. Let's have a look at the more button. Well, just 2 of them. But there were others, I believe, here as well, hidden away in other menus, like this one, blinking, and graphics, no, all good. So where the thing ends up is not our choice. the choice of the developer. If Steam or OpenArena, they decide what category they are going to put their application, and the desktops will show them accordingly. So, and there's another one. That's how it works. So we do not have any impact of why it's in here or why it's not in there. Okay. So let's update, right? So this is a version of 18.11. It all depends on what aliases we have, because we have changed some aliases in the meantime, but update or update is still working very much. So this is a sudo pacman -syyuu. It's important to know the aliases because, well, it's fun, but it's also important this one, because when you're going to phase 5 it is, you're going to ArcoLinux and you're forgetting about Arco for a moment, then you need to remember this code, of course. Update is nonsense for ArcoLinux. It's an alias. So let's update our system. Now I do a Control-C first. Why? It's 9 months ago, right? It would surprise me if the mirrors had not changed at that point in time. Now, what is a mirror? A mirror is a server where we can get our ArcoLinux stuff. So not the ArcoLinux stuff. The ArcoLinux stuff comes from GitHub and from our seed host. That's it. But this comes from, this is for Arch. This is sudo pacman. You can have a look at the directory, and in here is a mirror list. And that's the list of all the fastest ArcoLinux servers in your neighborhood. That's what you should do. So I'm gonna do a mirror first. Okay, so thinking, well, in 9 months of time, the servers will have changed and I need to have a fast download. I want to have a fast download for this video. So that's set. We can have an update, and it's going to really update everything. Okay, so it's going to ask a lot of questions. If you see a yes or no, you don't know, just answer yes all the time. So don't have to type it, and enter is okay. Why? Because it's a capital Y, and that means that if you enter, then it's that one that's going to be added or changed. So in well, actually for 9 months of time, this is not that bad. It's 500 megabytes of change, of net upgrade, but it's of course a big download, 3 gigabytes. And we're off. Now, things that happen, and I've written it on the forum just yesterday. ArcoLinux works with keyrings, and it's important to know about keyrings. So go and have a look at this one. Actually, this is the one that we need to download, the one from August 27th, and it contains all the keys of all the developers that are trusted in ArcoLinux. That's important. So the package signing is an important element, and it's called here the Web of Trust model, so that what you're downloading, what you're installing, is correct, that it can be trusted. So that's a package that's important for you to sometimes install before updating. It depends. So we're just trying here. If we see this message, then it's good. It would be great if we see this message, then it's included in the video. But that's something I just remembered of yesterday, asking for a question on the forum. By the way, do not put your questions on YouTube and on whatever social media. The best way is still on ArcoLinux website in here, because of the fact that it stays in here. If you have a question about key signatures, then you can type it here and have a look, and it stays here. It stays here, and everybody can read what's going on about with this key signature. And if you see a closed or a solved is better, then you know that there's an answer in there. If there's a solved, if it's closed, well, normally there shouldn't be a solution in that post, but solved really means it's solved, and it contains normally the solution. We're updating everything. The update speed is okay. It's 8 megabytes. It's not very fast, but it's fast enough for me to decide not to change my mirror. So there are other aliases, and each alias of mirror does something else. So this mirror S, a mirror D, a mirror A. So if one is not working, do try the other, because, well, it is going to result in another listing, in another mirror list. And while we're waiting, maybe we should kind of have a look at this mirror listing. So etc pacman-d, here you are. And we have the ArcoLinux mirror list, and this is the official ArcoLinux mirror list. So if we open it, then we see here, let's open it a little bit bigger, and just that one, close other tabs. So in September 2019, 05, 6 o'clock, well, it's not 6 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, but it's UTC time. We are going to get everything in. And what is everything? Well, it seems that ArcoLinux Mail Tunnel EU won the race. Means that it's the fastest around. In a list of 30, I get the number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 10 of these servers, and it's going to get first from this one. This one fails, it's going to go to that one, and it's going to go to that one if that fails, and so on. So EU, DE is Germany, so it's 100 kilometers from me, so that's probably going to be fast. DE, host Czechoslovakia, LT, Litauen, I don't know. So these servers are, for me, the fastest one, and that's what the mirror list is. And there's also a new one, pack new, and this is actually provided by the package itself for Pacman. So this package is worldwide, and here you can say I just want to have the ones on Belgium, and decide to work like that. That's possible as well, but we use the application Reflector. And Reflector is something that is really going to check all the servers in the world and decide which one is better for you, but it needs some more options. So then you go and have a look at all the possibilities and analyze Google and find out what's best for you, and then maybe you can change the alias if it's if you find something that's more appropriate for your settings where you live. Then you change your alias, and changing your alias is actually quite easy. Let's first have a look if everything is still working. Yep, everything is going ahead. So changing an alias is actually super simple and interesting. That's explained on ArcoLinux.com, and there we have the bashrc personal. Do not start changing the bashrc because it's going to be copy pasted over with alias. Add your personal aliases to bashrc the smart way. So if we're going to make an extra file, and this is already included in the bashrc, which means if there is a file, include it. So only thing you have to make is a .bashrc personal file, add, for instance, mirror equals and then something else. Then you have your own alias for that, and that's, or just altogether another name. Instead of mirrors, you call it mirror Eric, I know, something else, and then you can just use it because of the bashrc. That's going to point to the bashrc personal. I don't know if it was already included, so let's have a look if it's already in here, because this is an issue from November. Bashrc, scroll the way down, and let's see, control find personal. It is included, it's in line 19. If there is a bashrc personal, then include it. So that's how it works. And a bashrc personal has been created. Great for the video. And cancel. So you put your personal stuff here. I've put the update in here, but gradually the update moved to the other one, to the bashrcs, and in here I think we have also one. Paid, no, not yet. So the paid now is in here already. So that's how it evolves. There are of course very personal things that I will never put in the bashrc, but that's of course normal. And luckily we have an issue. So here we go with these signatures. So cap extract signature from Alad Winter is unknown trust. File var cache is corrupted, invalid or corrupted package. Do you want to delete it? Well, the first thing you do is yes, 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 corrupted, corrupted. So 3 persons, no, that's the same one. So Alad, and Johannes, so 2 person, and that's Johannes again. So yes, and then we get this. Well, failed to commit these packages. So what we need to do is, well, get these signatures of these guys in or out. They've been maybe refreshed or renewed, completely different signature. So we need to do that installation that I told you earlier on in the video. So ArcoLinux, and then you can stop typing and then tap, and then you see what ArcoLinux stuff you can get, and it's the keyring you need. Okay, so the keyring is going to say this developer is in, that developer is out, these keys have changed, and these things will happen. So locally signing keys, and disabling. So revoked. These guys have been revoked. These keys do not exist anymore. And let's try again. So not update or an up, and then yes, 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 and again. Now everything is already well, here they are. These guys are now okay. They've been downloaded already. Checking keys and keyring, so that's done. So thanks to the installation of the ArcoLinux keyring, it says okay, all keyrings fit. Then it's going to check for the package integrity, that everything that we downloaded is correct, that there is no bit or byte wrong with it. File conflicts, and that's done. If you're at this stage, then everything will be just fine. The only thing we need to look out for are important stuff like systemd, like Linux, which is the kernel, what else, and all the stuff that's actually from ArcoLinux. So let's scroll up, and it's luckily alphabetically. Let's make it bigger, and maybe can I zoom in a little bit? No. So here is a lot of ArcoLinux stuff. So here is all the ArcoLinux stuff. So these guys, these packages have 2 destinations. One is etc/scal because it's the configuration, and it's going to go to the home directory if you do a scal. And 2 is somewhere else, like the ArcoLinux Arc themes go to user share themes. I think so. User share themes. Let's have a look. So user share and then themes. Yeah. So in here are all the Arc stuff. So it depends what package it is, and it ends up in a place either in etc/scal or somewhere else, mostly in user share. Not always. The ArcoLinux wallpapers, user share, backgrounds. Okay. Variety is locally, is in the home directory, and so on and so on and so on. So the conkeys are in your home directory. And what else are we going to look for the Linux I told you? So Linux, lib32, all these lib32 is because of Steam. In Steam is installed and it uses the lib32 packages, so 32 bits. Where we're looking for Linux, here is Linux one, here it is. Linux 5.2.11, moving from 4.19.4. So that's a big jump, 9 months of time. And there are these guys that are important that change. And systemd is another one down there somewhere with the S. Systemd, that's one, here it is, systemd. So we need to reboot. If you see all these guys, you say, of course, after such a big installation, we need to reboot. But we scroll down and we see also for these tags, etc scal, etc scal, etc scal, which means if you don't copy paste over the content of etc scal, which is your prerogative, you can choose to do it or not do it. But we use scal as an easy way to copy paste over everything that we've configured to our home directory. That's the point of etc scal. It's our next ISO. The things we put in there are going to be put on a clean installation afterwards. All right, back to the business at hand. Life goes on. So I was probably telling that we have these etc scal things, and that a scal is a particular place this etc scal where stuff that you put on there is going to be put on a clean installation on an ISO. So if you want to have all these updates in, which is quite a lot of course at this point in time, then you do a copy paste. Now copy pasting became a little bit lame after time, and when you're faced with tedious work, you make an alias, and that's how aliases exist. Things that you want to improve, more efficient, faster, and just get bored, then you put it in an alias. So I'm just going over all the installations here, and everything is done. Fine. So check again. Well, this means everything is okay. Now the scal thing. We have that doesn't work, that shortcut yet. Well, the wallpaper changed, so you know the wallpaper again. People ask us all the time, hey, the wallpaper's changed. That's this little icon. It's variety. Can either uninstall it, install it, use it, preferences, start variety or not, change it or not. It's all in the settings, and that's why your wallpapers keep changing. The backup scal. So if you do this one, we have here a folder, a specific kind of strange thing that's actually called scal, and it really relates to the fact that we have this alias called scal, and it's going to copy paste everything from etc scal to the home directory. That's what scal does. It actually is going to do something like this. Oh, here it is, etc scal, a bookmark, easy to make, and then it's going to say all this, by the way, Control H, use the view, show hidden, otherwise you don't see anything. Control A, Control C, go to Eric, and which is my name, of course, my home directory, Control V, and that's all you do. But it got just tedious to copy paste everything, and we just have this little nice alias, which is copy paste everything to home directory. So before I do that, I also gonna do a backup scal. So backup scal is interesting because it provides you all the information, you know, what's the difference between 9 months ago and today. This is going to copy paste etc scal, right? The content of all these updates are going to be copied to a folder called scal backup with a date, a year, a month, a day, an hour, a minute, and a second, like this. So that's an interesting thing. We want you to learn with ArcoLinux, and you can actually see what's the difference between the scal, the etc scal of 2018 December and 2019 09. And it's very easy to do that by just saying here compare. And this is all that changed. This is all that's the same, right? This is everything the same. We don't need to want to know what's the same thing. We want to know what's new and what's modified. So these two are active, and then you can see that we have been developing these last 9 months. Okay, and of course you can go into detail, which is not the point of the video, but it's interesting to know what keyboard shortcuts have we been adding and changing. So here is Super T being URXVT, and Conky Toggle and AM Rotate, those are new applications, so new shortcuts. Close the window, the Super Q wasn't working, remember, so I can't do Super Q at this point in time because it's not loaded yet. So this is just a way of close without saving. This is never used. These folders is just a backup. It's just for you to learn what's the difference between an ArcoLinux of December and an ArcoLinux of September. And then you learn. You learn where the code is. What did we change? Where? In what code? Because it always is files. It's always somewhere that the change is written to. Okay, last but not least, we have not copy pasted anything yet, so scal. Okay, now everything has been copy pasted. You saw something move in the background, and everything is now copied over. Now the first thing I want to do is see, this is new. This is my old one, but this is new. bashrc latest has been copied over. So what's the difference between the bashrc and the bashrc latest? Compare. And we see there's a lot of difference. A lot of things have changed. So this is the new one, the version we were using, and this was the version those days. So we've put these lines at the end. Here it is. And we've made a lot more. So the right one is the last one. Like this up all is new. It's the same as PKS BYOI, which is not that easy to say, and up all is easier. So we have not updated our packages from AUR yet, so that's something we should do. But I don't want to forget this one, because this is of course fun. I don't have UAC, I don't have up all, I don't have all these specific new ones like nlightdm and npacman, n standing for nano, which is an editor, and grub, and so on. So I don't have these guys because, well, these are new. When the ISO of this gaming ISO, when it was built, these aliases did not exist yet. So, but now they will exist, but I need to do something more. So the content of this one should go in here, and then everything is working. I need to reboot, and then bashrc is loaded, and everything is okay. But again, Control-C, Control-V, and copy pasting and all that got tedious. So we make an alias. And there is an alias for this, which is called CB. Copy bash. Copy the content of bashrc latest inside bashrc. Source it, which means read it. And that's already something. But this is an old alias. In the meantime, we have something behind here. We have something more, and we are going to write the content of bashrc latest also to the etc scal. But this is already something, a CP. As simple as that. And now I can do an up all, and knows what up all is. And then we are going to do the rest, which is what the rest? That's everything that's coming from AUR. So let's see if we can have something that we should not have. No, everything is okay. Maybe this one, I don't think we still have this one on our ISOs. It has moved from, I think, from the ArcoLinux repos to the AUR, but I'm not sure. And all the rest is just because of games probably, but that's okay. So it looks like it's okay. So last but not least, so this is yay kicking in. We do need to do something about these things here. Well, out of date means that the developer, no, that the maintainer of the package Minecraft on AUR got a notice that there is a newer version of Minecraft online and that they should change the package build. Which does not mean that Minecraft is bad or it's just one small version behind, maybe 5 days behind, maybe 15 days behind, all right? But it's not a bad thing. Orphaned means that the maintainer says, I do not want to maintain it anymore. There's nobody going to maintain the package build at this point in time, which means you can start maintaining it. You can get this package in and say, I will maintain it because Foobilliard is great and I want to play it all the time. I'll maintain it for the ArcoLinux community. because AOR is straight, not just for you, it's straight for complete Arch Linux. So Manjaro, anything Arch Linux based is going to profit from the AUR, Arch User Repository. So if you're into it, if you're ready to maintain a package on the AOR, please do so. And this guy needs to go. That's support for GTK2, I think it was. And I don't know what we've done with this one, but that's missing AOR packages. So these things are no longer available, nor on the Arch Linux, nor on the AOR. They're just gone, no support. So we could do a Ctrl-Alt-T and say sudo pacman -r gtk xfce. This package is no longer on ArcoLinux either. So that one is gone. And this one I really don't know. So what always is interesting is this pacman pamac AOR. We can have a look. What is this? Network Manager GUI, so graphic user interface, client library, legacy. Okay, so Network Manager, Stephens, 2018, installed package. Okay, dependencies, GTK3, files. And you can try to understand what this is all about. It's about Network Manager GUI client. Okay, it's legacy, so that's maybe why it's gone. We can actually put a remove here and apply, which is going to be exactly the same thing as in the terminal. So you see two ways of removing a package. So the -r is not needed here anymore. So a Ctrl-Alt-T, up all. Let's have a look. We still have the Foo Billiard and the Minecraft, and that's it, which is okay. There's no problem. We'll let these lines be there. And here it is. We're at the very end. Everything ran in the meantime. And if we do an up all, then you just saw everything is up to date. The only thing we now can do is update, reboot, and that's it. We thought about almost about everything. There's still some things to do. Maybe we should include that in another video to the next one. So let's make a second one after reboot. All right.